Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, today is the big day. Send down my notifications here. I do really like the look of that gear. Oh, I haven't even turned my volume down on my phone yet. So cold where I'm at right now, dude. Which, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people in the US look at 46 degrees and they're all like, what do you mean cold? When you live in Florida and it's like 100 plus every day, 46 degrees is like, I almost feel like it's gonna snow. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum. I'm just sending out my posts real fast, guys. There we go. What do you mean failed to send tweet? Man, I got all day. Man, it's not okay. Whatever. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Alrighty. Anybody on? Of course not. None of my friends are ever online. Speaking of who's online and my friends, I wonder if my brother's done anything else at all. What a slacker. Okay, so that's already done. Ooh. Ugh. Fresh coffee early in the morning. So good. There we go. Of course I get hit with a sleep. There's one. Doing our five daily runs through Garuda. I always get hit with the sleep, like every time. This will be 3. There we go, catch her with that extra damage, you know. So if anybody's curious as to why I'm running through Garuda over and over and over again, it's because, hang on a second. It's because when you get through 200 high-end duties, which are like extreme trials and stuff like that, you unlock, if you do it as a tank, you unlock a mount called the War Panther. So I run through every morning and do 5 runs before I start my day. 1, because it helps me warm up with like mechanics in case I gotta do like dungeons and trials and stuff for the MSQ that day. You see, now I'm at 118, so I do 2 more and then I'm at 120. I figured if I do 5 of them a day, then in less than 3 weeks I'll have it done. Which, I mean, I could always do more. Like, you know, if there's a day where I only have an hour or 2, you know, and I don't have a full 4, 5, 6 hours to stream, I could always just jump on and kind of just do that if I wanted to, but... Nice. 107, I think that's a new record. Oh no, I got 106 the other day, that's right. That's right, I forgot. I got 106 the other day. And this will be the last one. Number 5. $114, not bad. I don't even check the treasure coffers because, like, I already got the mount, I already got the weapon, I already got a whole bunch of those vortex feathers, so I don't really need anything. Like, literally, I don't need anything from those things. Alright, Tataru. This is where I get my white oak weapon. Good news, Psychotic. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows and around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had the Ironworks and the Suns not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Better go give him a hand. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again. Meanwhile, we have no time to lose. Meaning we have no time to lose. Oops. There's a boat in North Silvertier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. I'm sorry if my voice is a little raspy, if I kind of mess up a little bit with the text line reading. I literally woke up like a half an hour before I started the stream. I woke up, smoked a cigarette, made my coffee, smoked another cigarette, started the stream. The grind is real, man. This area is so pretty, man. It really is. Mordona is such a beautiful area. This whole section here with the crystals and shit. Oh man, it's so pretty. Oh no. Heading to the survey site, sir? It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. God.
Look how many people there are! Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Biggs! Wedge!
Oh. I don't care what anybody says, man. I think Lalafels
well, we
are
could hardly
adorable.
say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm seriously half tempted on using my Fantasia and turning, like, changing my race. How'd you guys feel if I changed to a female Lalafell?
I'm not seeing anything out here.
Little lady Lalafell.
Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
No.
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
There they are. They've all been searching for hours. I walk up in a place I guarantee you not even 10 minutes in. And I'm gonna find it. Gee, what do you know?
Sorry, I meant to say...
As soon as I get
the
there.
scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in.
Well, it's a good thing I did, because I bet you that's my beacon.
What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Oh, poor Tataru. She's always bugging out,
Stay
man.
with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Throw
Good catch,
wide the
Tataru.
gates that we may pass.
Who are you,
Safe
though?
journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
You got it, Tataru. I got you, girl. I'm gonna find everybody. Hopefully. It's Heidelin.
Is it day for faded reunions?
For showing me the dawn's light will shine again.
Oh, do not look at me so.
You're slaves to a tyrant! There's no freedom in that!
This is one battle you cannot fight.
Away with you!
Your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
It's Minfilia, isn't it? Minfilia! Gotta be. Gotta be. Yeah, boy.
Your time has not yet come.
And back to the dig site. Nope. Okay, cool. I like getting extended cutscenes because usually when you get like a longer cutscene, it explains something about the story. Looks like the Warrior of Darkness, doesn't it? Yeah, that's exactly who it is. What's he doing here?
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Is that supposed to be me? Like my mind? If so, it's the first time you hear our character talk like the whole game. Wait, what's that over there? What is this place? This place is beautiful. There's a chocobo. That almost looked like the merchant from the very beginning of the game. Wait, is that who? That is who it is. It's the merchant from the beginning of the game.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves.
What brings you into the wilds this time of night? Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me grandad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when.
What is this place?
You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then.
No, thank you. Even in the game, I don't drink.
Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Crystarium?
Dizzying heights it rises.
It's the Crystal Tower.
Gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light. The pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Shadowbringers. Now we're officially starting it, guys. Yes, sir. Wait, like I actually get to move around in this area? No mount available. This place is beautiful, man. Like, seriously, look at the colors, man. It's gorgeous. You said it's about time, you douche. About that, just typing back to my buddy in Discord. I let everybody in my Discord know that I finally hit Shadowbringers, and he's like, "Oh, congrats! You know, it's about time." I'm like, "Yeah, trust me, the grind is so real. It's so worth it, man." Like in the last 3 days, like
Halt!
I've literally probably put in 24 hours worth of play in the last 3 days. Like, not even kidding you. I told him we got to get together again sometime soon and grind out some, try to grind out some of the Heavensward mounts again. It's a Viera. I think
Every
this is the
face
first...
in this city I know. Yours, I do not.
I feel like this is the first time we've seen a Viera in-game, like an NPC Viera.
This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions.
He says, "What about tomorrow?" It would have to be super early tomorrow. Yep. He's like, "How about tomorrow? I'll only be on for like an hour, you know, just to kind of level up for a little bit, you know." And I'm like, "Well, I work 12:15 to 9:30 tomorrow, so it would have to be either like really close, like really early, or really late." I told him, I do work the next like 6 days in a row, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to stream and be live over the next 6 days, which is another reason why I was grinding out so much these last few days. But I work today and then the next 5 days, and then I'll have next Friday off, and then the next work week starts, and I only work 4 days that week. So I have this long stretch of a week, and then next week I only work 4 days. So I have 3 days off next week. Source. Where we just came from.
The source? What is this cryptic nonsense? Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin. But instead, you chose concealment.
I didn't
and
conceal
I will not
anything.
suffer you to pass.
She's a dancer.
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
That guy got eaten? The hell?
Everything all right, Captain?
It's the guy!
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons.
You're welcome. Now tell me who the hell you are. That's the big question here, bro. Like, who are you? Sunday and Monday are my new days off now. At most mornings free. Till noon otherwise. You said Saturdays and Sundays are his new days off.
Personal quarters,
Let me see.
but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief.
Alright, cool.
And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions. That is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters.
A long fucking cutscene, bro.
The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes.
I'm the greatest of heroes.
Of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well.
And the source is that center area where Hydaelyn is. So if I can bring salvation
What
to
manner of host
Hydaelyn,
harangues his
we
guests in
might
the
get
middle of the road?
Menphilia back.
Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Very interesting. Because Menphilia stays with Hydaelyn because she doesn't have enough strength to hold a physical form. So Menphilia is kind of like a vessel in a sense for her. So if we could find a way to bring salvation to the source and to Hydaelyn, we might be able to bring Menphilia back home. Interesting.
Such a proud and vibrant city.
I wonder if
the sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion.
It's hard to explain. I wonder if we actually teleported here, or
the town
if
itself a symbol,
we're laying
a
unconscious.
monument to defiance in the face of death.
Back at the construct, back at the site, and this is just like
no would-be hero could fail to answer
like a mental and spiritual like hologram.
For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
The Crystarium. How pretty this place is. Okay, first things first. I need to come and attune to this thing. I don't even see a spot though for Sundry Splendors anywhere. Oh really? I can't even attune here? Interesting. That's good to know. Alright, let me run to the bathroom real fast and go pee. So I'd activate my next XP buff. Let me run and go pee real quick. It's a coffee, I'm telling you. Okay, so I was told if I want to check my playtime, see how much I've played the game. Alright, so yeah, we're about to check and see what our playtime is. They said slash playtime. Oh my god. I've played a total of 12 days, 5 hours and 43 minutes total. So then we pull out the calculator, good old-fashioned calculator. And we do this, right? We do 12, 24 hours in a day. That's 288. We do 288 plus 5 and 43 minutes, so pretty much 575. It's 3/4 of an hour. So we have 293.75 hours. It's so crazy to me, dude. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. Now, let's see what the white oak coffin, or the white oak weapon coffer. Oh, this is that strength infusion. I thought I put that over here already. Guess not, though. That right there. Let's see what we get. Please give me something like super dope. Not even better than what I have now, I don't think. Unless the substats are better. Really? The Alliance bracelet's better than this? I guess so. It brings my skill speed and my attack power up. Nice. Test gear. I wonder why it's given to me like one piece at a time. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. So this is a whole new world then, in a sense. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetherite, a convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail to find a connection in the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. Their crystal looks cool too. I like the look of that crystal. After you have done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetherite and head out to the left to arrive in the crystalline mean. This is where you'll find your collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Catalyst. Holy shit, he's put in 849.75 hours. Jesus Christ, Jason. One of the people I should like you to meet. Holy shit, dude. Another is Morin. To reach him in his Cabinet of Curiosity, you want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along and down until you come to large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I should like you to meet is Braggy, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetherite Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough? Crystal clear. Get it? Crystal clear? Crystarium? Ah, very good. I concede the layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discover during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making the rounds, pray, meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. So if they ask, I'm from the same place as him. I wonder if he's actually from our world, though. You know what I mean? Like, that would be weird. Well, I like their armor. By focusing your senses, you detect the flow of vastly distant currents of Aether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable, and should allow teleportation to Aetherites in the source. Huh. Wow. This place is gorgeous, dude. What the hell? Where's the last? Oh, it's probably above me, I bet you. But there's another one right here, so it's okay. Wait, I thought it said that I had to... Okay. No, it must be up another step. This place is so cool looking, man. Excuse me, sir. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and, well, But what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll even, a scrap of scribbled-on parchment? Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles of the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you've an interest in modern history. Splendid. A thorough review of ancient events can often yield novel perspectives, I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. For children? You backhanded fucking quant. What? And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair and make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. Okay, so this is how it's gonna. This is gonna explain to us what's going on with the first shard reflection. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadow Keeper, the Steward of Darkness. So here, the Warriors of Light are villains, because the light is what took over this place. Meanwhile, we are trying to keep the darkness from taking over our world. That's why it's like reflections. They're like yin and yang. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Really? Because it looked awfully beautiful when I first came walking in. This chick. Yet just when it seemed all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approached doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrant, and Norvrant alone spared the fate of Eraser. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors to strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from the Dorvant sky. Even now, they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. Bastards. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I will be glad to retell it for you. Or, if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Your exchange with Morin has taught you about the Flood of Light. Might as well go back to the plaza, actually. Alrighty. There was this one. I wonder if this aetherite crystals maybe like on the outside though. You know what I mean? I know I gotta come up these stairs to find the one person. And then come up the stairs and go out to the left. But Merchant and Mender, Lev May, Script Exchange, Yeah, and there's the Aethernet shard. Aethernet shard. And here's Catless. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make the city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended for a kettle forged or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmaran layabouts. Here in Crystarium, we work for a living. So Yulaman, that must be another city in this world that we're probably gonna visit. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have the whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. What's up, little brother?
Oh no.
Not much.
I just got out of work.
The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then.
Everybody else is still sleeping. And you're one of the few people that I know that have a PC that play regularly.
Right.
I figured I'd hop on and see what you're up to.
Finally getting into Shadowbringers.
Really?
Dude, in the last 3 days, like, I've put like 24 hours into this game in the last 3 days. Like, I streamed 7 hours, and then I ate, and then streamed another 7 hours overnight, and then went to work, and then got out of work, yesterday, and, streamed from like 4 to like 10:30, so it's another like 6.5 hours, so it's 14, 20, and then I streamed a few hours the day before that too. So yeah, in the last 3 days I put in like 24 hours worth of play.
Damn, so you've been busy.
Yeah, until I went to bed last night at like 11:30, I was awake for like 36 hours. Yeah,
that's too much. I couldn't do that.
The grind is real, bro. It's so worth it, though. It really is, dude. Like, this game is so good. I can't get over how good this is.
A couple of the few games that I've actually stayed up that long for are Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, I think it was. I think I got that for free on PlayStation a while ago.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was,
I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've ought to contribute to that front, make sure you come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in.
When I used to stay at Rick's house a lot,
Just
And
ask
when
for
he had his
Catless, and you'll
Xbox
ask,
on, I think it
and
was Grant Street.
I'll find you in each here in the
I
crystalline
may or
mean.
may not have stayed up that long
You can help us
playing
keep the
Serious
cogs of the
Sam,
city greased and
the
turning.
first or second encounter
You can
on his
exchange with
Xbox.
Catless. Your exchange with Catless has taught you about the life in the Crystarium. Right. Yeah, I haven't even, I tried talking to Rick recently because I know that, like, I know he played, you know, the Phantasy Star universe. I know for a while he was playing Final Fantasy XI, like the original online Final Fantasy game. I know he was playing that for a while, so, one, I was talking to him on Facebook and stuff a few months back, and I was trying to ask him if he knew about this game, because last I knew, like the last time I talked to him, he was contemplating getting a PC, because, you know, Rick games and stuff like that, so he was contemplating getting a computer. And I told him if he gets a computer, you know, to let me know, because you know, he's no stranger to subscription-based games. Because he paid every month for every single character he had in Phantasy Star Universe. So I tried talking to him about Final Fantasy XIV, and he didn't really seem too interested. I even brought up the fact that, like, if he gets a PC, you can go on Steam and like you can actually still buy Final Fantasy XI online from Steam and play it. Like, they reopen the servers, because I know they closed the servers down a couple years ago, and they ended up reopening the servers back up again, so you can play Final Fantasy XI online again now. Not a lot of people know that.
What they end up taking him down and bringing him back up for? Was it like
well, they took him down.
or...
No, they took him down because, you know, Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
And, like, why would they have Final Fantasy XI up, a game that's so old, you know, been around for so long, when they got Final Fantasy XIV that, you know, looks so much better, plays so much better, the story is so much better. But,
And then, let me guess, all the fans of that game went online and started complaining and started arguing, like, why'd you shut the servers down, all this and all that. And then...
well, it wasn't even really that. It was just, like, people just missing the game. You know, because, I mean, there's a lot of people that put thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into that game. And it was just pretty much like a nostalgia factor, you know, people missing it. Because the game was out for years, you know, before they ended up closing it back down again, so...
And then the company saw it. Yeah, and then the company saw that all these people missed the game and wished it would come back.
The spinning head and wide eyes give you away.
And then they were like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's bring it back.
Right. I'm not sure if it's still subscription based or not. I don't know if that's the case, because I know that they did, like, when the game was first out before they closed down the servers, you could get the game for free, but you had to pay a monthly subscription to play it. But now that you have to pay to buy the game, I don't know if they're still doing the subscription or not. Because I almost thought about getting it and trying it out, because I never played number 11. I never played the original online one. So I almost thought about getting it and trying it out, but I didn't want to get it. Like, I didn't want to pay for the game and then find out that there's a subscription that you have to pay for the character too, because I'm sorry. What, you know, nostalgia reasons or not, like, if it comes to Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XI, and which one I'm making my subscription for, it's definitely going to be the one that I've put 293.75 hours into. Right. Like, I've never in my entire life put 300 hours into any game. I checked that a little bit ago. I looked it up and figured out how I would figure out, like, what my playtime limit is, and it just said to type /playtime in the chat box, and it said 12 days, 5 hours, and 43 minutes worth of playtime. It's fucking crazy, dude. I even typed in my Discord. I'm like, yeah, you know, it got 293.75 hours, you know, this and that. And my buddy Jason comments on it, and he's like, oh, he's like, I'm sitting at 843.75 hours. I'm like, holy shit. 843 hours, it's crazy. Patrick Joseph, new subscriber, thank you so much for the sub, I really appreciate it, and welcome to the channel. I'm only one sub now away from 100, I'm so close.
So good, dude.
Welcome, my name is
You were
Braggy,
talking about,
and
Final
I'm the
Fantasy
master
11,
of these
and
markets.
I
They
decided
gave
to do
the
a little
district
bit of
another
looking,
official
and there's
title,
an
but I'm not in the
article
habit of
written
using
September
it
31st of
to
last
floor
year.
it by half.
It's odd to say that now. But it says,
In
after
any
the
case,
30
our
days in
merchants
the
stock a
starter
range of
edition
equipment
or
from
complete,
humans
you'll
such
need
as
to pay a
yourself
monthly
to
subscription
finding
to
something
connect.
in your size
It's
shouldn't be a
$12.99
problem.
per month for 1 character per server, or $14.99 for 8 characters per server. However, an unlimited free trial version is available for each platform. So I'm guessing that's like a light version of the game with certain characters.
Probably kind of like how Final Fantasy XIV is doing it, because Final Fantasy XIV does it where you get the unlimited free trial and you can play up to level 60 and you can play through the entire base game and the entire first expansion, Heavensward, with the free trial. So it's probably something like that, and the subscription is pretty much the same too, because Final Fantasy XIV is $12.99 for standard, which is 1 character, and then $15.99 a month, and you can get up to 8 characters on a server. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's pretty cool.
But I mean, it is still nice though that they do have an unlimited length free trial version, to where people, you know, haven't played the game before, they want to try it out, you know, see if they like it, they can do that, and if they like it enough, they can buy.
Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a human. It's a human like you, and the taller one is an elf. Right? Yeah, like even like World of Warcraft. I hate to even have to say their name, but yeah, like their free trial is only like 7 days, and you can only play up to like level 20 or some shit like that. It's like it's not even worth it, you know? Huh? That sturdy individual over there is a Gulgent.
That's why I think
whilst
if,
the one in the horns
like,
is a
game
Dron.
companies release trial versions of their games, they should make it
and you
like
have,
a standard
and then you have
30
the large,
days,
scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. These would be the Zune.
That way, at the end of that 30 days, if you still want to play the game after all you've gotten, because a month in any game
which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to which far-flung region you hail from. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. I'm so tired, man. I really am. I even slept 8 hours last night, bro, but just because I've been cutting myself so short on sleep lately to be able to grind, even getting 8 hours, I still feel so tired. Ah, the same as Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. Me, I went to bed last night at like 11:30, and I woke up this morning 7:30. Like I literally woke up, I smoked a cigarette, started my coffee pot, went out and smoked another cigarette while the coffee pot was brewing, finished my cigarette and made my cup of coffee, and then started the stream. Literally a half hour after I rolled out of bed, I was playing Final Fantasy. And that's how it's been for the last like week. I'm trying to get as much time as I can into this so that I can try to push through to get to Endwalker, because I really want to get to Endwalker. You don't get much further flung than that.
What and or who is that?
Endwalker?
Yeah.
It's the new expansion. It's the latest expansion, and it's actually because you got A Realm Reborn base game, Heaven's Ward first expansion, Stormblood second expansion, Shadowbringers third expansion, which is what I just started this morning, and then Endwalker the fourth expansion. Now they're gonna keep making the game after Endwalker, but Endwalker is pretty much gonna wrap up the storyline for the base game in the first 4 DLCs. It's pretty much gonna close down the story arc. And then I'm guessing the next time we get like an actual release of content, it's probably going to be a whole new storyline starting off. And I'm super pumped. So I want to make sure that I can get through everything and get to Endwalker and get all the way through Endwalker and like be caught up with the content before they release the next set. That way I'm not falling behind. I just don't want it to be a thing where I'm still finishing out this story. Meanwhile, everybody that I play the game with has already finished this entire storyline and is already on the next one, you know?
Right. That's how I was with
you don't get much further
3.
flung than that.
Soon as
We've
I
had a
heard
few
that,
of your lot pass through in recent years, and
I think
despite
it's
their
Tiny Tina's
their
Wonderlands?
obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest
Is coming out
things.
soon. I hurry up and finish the game of Borderlands 3 so I can be ready to play that when it releases.
Oh, nice. But not to worry, should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. To get what, the expansion for Borderlands 3?
No, it's an actual full game, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, probably not.
Coming out in March.
I've never really been about the Borderlands spin-offs. I still haven't even beaten Borderlands 3 yet. To be honest, the last time I played Borderlands 3 was when me, you, and Levi played. Like, I haven't touched it since.
And I've went through the story and whatnot. I've gotten a max level character. I've gotten a lot of good stuff over time.
Nice. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit. That's my thing, is like I do plan on playing other games and streaming other games again, but it's gonna have to wait until I catch up with Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's understandable, because Final Fantasy's like your main game.
Well, it's not even really about the thing that it's my main game. Well, yeah, of course it's my main game, but
right now it is.
No, like it's going to stay my main game. Even after I beat the content, it's gonna stay my main game. I'll play other games here and there on stream, but it's gonna stay my main game for one very, very specific reason.
Why is that?
It's the only game that I pay every single month to play. I've never paid a monthly subscription to play anything in my entire life ever. And I don't even pay just the, you know, the initial standard $12.99 a month. Like, I actually do the $15.99 plus tax so I can get the 8 characters for every world. Which I don't understand the difference in all reality, because you can play every single job in the game on the same character. So like you really can play you can really create one character in Final Fantasy XIV and play through every single bit of content with one character and never have to make another one. Well, either way, it's gonna take the same amount of time. Whether you do it with one character or you have other characters, you still have to put in the same amount of time. And to be honest, it might even be less than that, because if you make a new character, you're gonna have to go through the MSQ again. Whereas if I, like right now, I'm going through the main story. If you ever hear me say MSQ, it's main story quest, which is the storyline for the game. Like right now, I'm going through the MSQ for Shadowbringers with my Dark Knight, right? So after I beat Shadowbringers and then I go and I beat Endwalker, I can change to any other job in the game, and as long as I stay using this specific character that I've created, I never have to do that storyline again. But if you make a brand new character, you have to do the storyline again, because it's not through the same, you know, it's not the same character, it's a different character. But that's also why, because sometimes certain people like to change the way they look. So they have these things in game called Fantasia, and you can use the Fantasia, you can buy it from the auction board, you know, the market board, whatever. You can use it to change your appearance, change your gender, change your race. Like, you can I'm a male human. I can completely change myself into a female Lalafell with long, curly, brown, black, and white hair if I wanted to, and still be able to use the same character save. It's awesome. That's one of my favorite things I like about this game, is even if you want to change the way that your character looks, it still doesn't, you still don't have to create a whole new character, which is awesome. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but it was necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed.
You can have, like,
as for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted the details were sparse.
And you can have them all look the
structure is,
same
in fact,
way as well.
the self-same one you know from the source transported to the first in its entirety.
Because that's a different game.
Yeah, no, you can make 8 characters and you can have them all look the exact same. Like, creating your character and, like, your character's appearance, that it can be whatever the hell you want it to be. You just can't have the exact same name. So, like, my character right now is Psychotic Juggalo, right? So I can't make another character on this world and have him have the same name as me. I would have to change a letter or two. But that's the only thing, is you can make all of your characters. You can make 8 characters on every world and every data center in the entire game. And you can make every single one of those characters look the exact same, but they have to have different names. You know, just like any other online game, you know what I mean? You can't have multiple players with the same name.
Right.
It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing, and although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. And I'm trying to, like, talk to you, but at the same time, like, use my alt button on my keyboard to mute you when I have to, so that I can, like, keep an eye on, what you know, the game and stuff like that, too.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I mean, the armor looks pretty cool, I guess, but not really. I really gotta, you know, I gotta find a trader. I gotta sell some of this crap. I really, really do. Crystalline Mean, that's where I gotta go. I gotta sell some of my gear. I have so much armor. Bitch. Gotta get the samurai weapons back. Okay. It takes so long to do this.
Do it.
Oh my god, that's so much faster. I'm just, I'm clearing out my gear. Clearing out my armor chest. Stop it, dude. I wish it would let me, like, mass sell my stuff. That'd be so nice.
What do you mean there's no option to?
No. Alright, it's good enough. Good enough for now, anyways. Oh, that took forever. It's awesome, man. I'm up to 99 subs now. Only one away. Alright. Be right back. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. My cat Athena just tried sneaking in here. Yep, not gonna happen.
Oh boy.
It's cause they never just come and chill. They always gotta come and like
Screw shit.
Yeah, be annoying.
That's how cats are.
I still can't believe 849.75 hours he's played. Jesus Christ. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time to fulfill my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That's a typo. I found a typo.
What?
I found a typo in Final Fantasy.
Oh, did you?
Yep, the line, what he's saying right now, he says, "You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself." This is where the typo is. Ready? Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. It's supposed to be explain what has befallen your comrades. Now it's time I fulfill my half of the bargain and explain what has befallen your comrades. Not explained. Explained is past tense. You can't use past tense for explained when you haven't explained it yet. Typo. This is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things.
It is a big
but
game.
I shall see that the guard knows to admit you.
Wouldn't be surprised if there's more typos hidden around.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's the first typo I've seen so far in the main story. Well, yes, of course. It can be open and closed just like any other. Does that seem strange to you? I know not how the tower functioned in your time, but I assure you that there is no danger of us being locked inside. I sure hope not. It's so weird, man. Like, 'cause I'm in the game right now. I'm like in a different world, right? And in the different world, they took the Crystal Tower and made like a city around it. And his, like, this guy I'm talking to that brought me to this world, his headquarters, his like office in a sense, is inside the Crystal Tower.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study.
Which is weird
we
to
can
us
speak here without fear of being
because, like, in our world, the Crystal Tower is a raid. You know, it's a raid that's like filled with enemies and stuff like that. But here, because in the Crystal Tower, in my time, you go in the Crystal Tower and it locks the door behind you and you're trapped inside. You got to find a way out. But here, in this world, he can just open and close the door to the Crystal Tower whenever he wants. It's weird.
I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray
Didn't know that buildings like that differ between worlds.
Yeah, it's crazy, because it's literally the same tower,
the fate of your fellow scions.
but it works differently here.
To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true.
Oh wow.
The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted.
So don't tell me my friends are old and fucking
we seem
dead.
to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Well, because, like, he's pretty much saying that, because we're trying to figure out if the rest of my friends, the Scions, are in this world, in the first. He said they are, however, they did not arrive as recently as I may think, because I guess an hour worth of time in my world is equal to, like, a year in his world. And you know, the same could be said vice versa. But so if an hour in my world is a year here, and my friends have been out for days, like they could be old and fucking dead by now in this world, you know what I mean?
As for your companions,
even though their
however,
bodies are alive
and
in my
Urianger have
world.
dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
Yep, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters. And Thancred's count stands at 5, so they've been here for 3 years and 5 years.
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
So he didn't even mean to take my friends. He was just trying to take me. But because our fates are so closely intertwined with one another, he ended up getting them
while
too.
You yourself
Because it's
will
the
be able
first
to pass
time.
between worlds with relative freedom, they will not.
Hang on.
Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
What? Wow, dude. Because he was trying to get me, not them, right? So he ended up accidentally taking them, but they're not in actual bodies like I am. Like, I actually teleported here. Their spirits were pretty much pulled from their bodies in my world and brought here. So I can still, like, see them, touch them, whatever. But they're spirits. And because of the fact that like this right here, right? Listen to this. It says, consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. As much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return. So they're like spirits in this world that I can see and talk to and touch, whatever. But in all reality, their real bodies are back in Eorzea. But he's pretty much telling me they can't go home. Like, they're stuck here. Forever. It's impossible. There's gotta be a way for me to find them home. And find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Oh, wow. They stopped trying to figure out a way to get my friends back because Urianger, while being pulled through the rift, you know, through time and space, he ended up having a vision of the future. And in that future, we end up, like, bringing the first world back in contact with the, you know, with the source. But in doing so, caused the 8th umbral era, like, caused another calamity, and countless lives were taken, including mine. So Urianger watched me die in a vision that he had while being pulled into this realm. That's fucking crazy,
thus
dude.
did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the First, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
Yeah. Yep, but I'll see you keep
Excellent.
that promise.
You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants. Which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. Aught you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you. But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
That's a fairy. Oh, that's so adorable.
My dear Feo, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task.
Is that cell phone?
This fine gentleman is a friend from a
Cell
distant
phones.
realm.
I think it's link pearls.
And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
How you doing today, brother? I'm finally in Shadowbringers, man. I'm actually in a whole new world right now. This isn't even Eorzea. This is a whole different world.
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Yeah.
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand.
Dude, Levi, this shit's fucking crazy, bro. So all the other Scions are here in this world with me, right? But the time in this world is different than the time in Eorzea.
Make your request.
Every hour that passes by in Eorzea is equal to a year here.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the
So
source
even
to
though
inform them of your safe
Thancred
arrival.
just collapsed 5 hours ago, he's been in this world for 5 years. Isn't that crazy? Gotta send it to... I should have clicked Tataru, actually.
Consider it done.
But, yeah, and come to find out, like, he was trying to reach me, but because my fate is so intertwined with the other Scions,
of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings.
but because their fate is so closely intertwined with mine, he ended up getting them as well. But the difference is, I actually teleported here. They kept collapsing because he was pulling their spirits through the rift of time and space into this realm. So they are here, and I can see and touch and talk to them, but their actual bodies are still in Eorzea because it's just their spirit. And not only that, but they're trapped here. There's no way for them to get home. You know, like, I attuned to the Aetherite, so I could always just use the Aetherite and teleport back to Eorzea if I wanted to, and then just teleport back here, but they can't. They're trapped here.
They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Kind of yes, but kind of no. As a result of your pact with Feo Yui, you now have access to delivery moogles. Aw, shit. Market boards and summoning bells while in the first. Okay. So what kinds of stuff do you guys sell here? I'm curious. An apothecary, culinarian, tool supplier, armorer, arms mender, arms merchant, jeweler. Ooh. Oh, it's actually better too. Nice. Oh my god, it looks insane. That looks so good. Oh yeah, bro, you are mine. Wow. Dude, I wonder what their gear looks like then. Cycle of War, level 80. I kind of like the look of my gear better. But it's so much better than my... You know what? No, I'm gonna get it. I'm not really a big fan of the way it looks, though. Yeah, I don't really like the way it looks, so I'm definitely going to cast Glamour on this. Now we'll go back with the Scion stuff, actually. Well, see, that's the thing, like, I don't really mind the way that... I don't really mind the way that the armor itself looks. I can just get rid of, because I don't really need that. Where's my Glamour Dispeller? There it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind the way that the gear looks. Like, this actually looks pretty good. I just wasn't a big fan of the way that the helmet looked. But I love that sword, dude. Dude, my average item level just went from 386 to 462, dude. Holy shit. Strength. Am I ready? 462. Boom. 515 armor score. Yeah! Fuck yeah, bro. Leave materia. I gotta get all of my gear back, all of my materia back from this gear. Okay, so now I got good gear. I gotta go to the Materia Master now so I can reinsert everything into my new gear. Okay, so I got 127 out of 201 for critical. So I definitely need to get the critical hit going. Boom. I can keep going with critical hit too. Critical hits 1129. I need my direct hit rate to go up too. Affects the rate at which your physical and magic attacks land direct hits, slightly dealing more damage than normal hits. The higher the value, the higher the frequency with which your hits will be direct. So I can use the direct hit for these last couple things here then. Okay. And then I can use these things to get my my skill speed going up. Ooh, skill speed's already maxed out with these. Okay, so I'll use what I can for my skill speed with this then. Insufficient guild. Wait, I ran out of money? Oh my god, I ran out of money. Hang on. I'm just gonna run up here real quick and sell the gear that I don't need now. Boom. Boom, there's 1,600 gold. Alright. I should have enough now. Alright. Dude, I just powered up so fucking much, bro. Oh my god, I just powered up so much. So much stronger now. Oh my gosh. Alright, so real quick before we keep going, we go catch a half a smoke right fast. Fine, bro. Don't worry about it. Saw your message. Don't even worry about it. You're good, bro. You're fine. Oh, I forgot to keep my stuff here. Guess we'll do our daily roulette. Because it just recently reset. I think it resets at 10 a.m. actually. Let's see what my waiting list number is. Which, by the way, Levi, this is something that you can do. Like with me being a tank, and you know the daily roulette dungeons are always in need of tanks. When you go to queue up, you can pull up the duty status, and after it retrieves the information, it'll tell you what your number is in the waiting list. Because, you know, it'll pull one tank at a time, you know, into the different parties until eventually I'm the tank that gets pulled in. Yeah, just a quick little thing to know about, you know. This is a fun dungeon too. That's fine, they can sync my items, it's not a big deal. Morning, Dad. Yeah, the Alamigo dungeon is really fun to do. Did you sleep all right, Dad? Dude, I can't wait to start playing Reaper, man. That's another reason why I'm trying so hard to just blow through this MSQ as fast as I can. Which is why I've literally done like 24 hours worth of gameplay in the last 3 days. I've been playing this game so much, man. So much. Come on. Come on, boys. Big damage, big damage. Oh, we lost somebody. Somebody just died off. 2 people died off. Oh, no. I got this. I got this. Oh, and aren't you so glad you have a good tank that knows what he's doing? You think that boss is gonna keep me down? Psh, get out of here, bro. That boss ain't nothing. That boss ain't nothing. Waiting on one more guy. Why is he running the whole way up here? Dude, I just clutched the fuck out that boss fight though, dude. So much. Oh, well, shit. Come on, guys, burn him down. Here I go to the long ass download from Final Fantasy 14. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you said you had to reset your PC or something, right? This was a fun fight. I remember this fight.
I shall have to share these findings. Initiate soul extraction. Ha! Success!
Come on.
The soul rebels!
There we go.
My word, this data!
Oh, fuck. He ran right into me. God damn it. Pick him up, pick him up. Bro, even Jessica saying she can't wait to switch to Spectrum last night. I think it was the final shower. Then stream when Fortnite was lagging for no reason at all. That's rough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Spectrum is your best bet, I'm telling you. I promise you, dude. And he's gonna knock me back. No, I thought he was gonna knock me back, but I guess not. Come on, boys. Dude, don't tell me he fucking disconnected or something, bro. Come on. This is one of my favorite fights in the entire game. Fighting Xenos is awesome, dude. It's so fun fighting him.
Rend! Kill! Yeah. Yeah. Weak. Rend.
That's bullshit.
Let this moment last forever.
I even activated my fucking knockback cancel and it still fucking did it.
Kill. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Show me your role. Yes, yes, just so. More!
Come on, guys, get over here. What are you doing?
Have you the strength? The power to transcend. Weak. Here.
Give the accommodation to my healer, like I always do, because they keep me alive. I'm not too worried about that right now. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of it to see as you fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray, rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the Ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Psychotic. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Room ready. Yes. Yeah, because that's the thing about this world, is that this world is being taken over by light. Instead of darkness, this world's being taken over by light, which means that they don't get nighttime. Like there's no darkfall, there's no nighttime. So it's light outside all hours of day and night here.
You? I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source. What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness.
Right.
My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the First. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
Came to try to get my friends.
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light.
I'm sure you were.
I'm
sure you will, Arthur.
Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Boom.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. I'm almost half tempted to stay up streaming all night again tonight. What would you guys say to another overnight
That
stream?
is good to hear. Should you want for anything, pray let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
Okay, so all of this around this area is all dead. It's all
The
wasteland.
Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world,
If
where
I
the
can
flood of
do
light
it,
was
huh?
halted.
I
Those
might,
who
I
dwell
don't know.
there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
They're gonna see me and be like, what the fuck?
So, will it be Calicia or Armoraine? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Are we ever gonna get to see what his face looks like? Take the kids for a night, I would join you. So make Jess watch him. Have Jess watch the kids. Why can't she watch him while you play? Oh, it was trousers that I just got. That's what it was. The molten skin. Go for Alpino first. You'll visit Alpino and Goluzia then? Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction. Present it to Sazem Genmai, the master of beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Elfino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Ready to depart for Amarang? Elise will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him in the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Yeah, I'm sure Jess wouldn't mind watching the kids, you know, for a night. And it's not even really for a night. It's more like just... yeah, it's not even really for a night. Dependence. It's more like just until they go to sleep, that's all. I wonder what this quest area is here. What's this blue quest here for? I don't know. Bro, they usually go to bed around 7 or 8-ish. So then why can't you play? I don't even get I don't even get home from work until like 10 o'clock. I wouldn't even be going live until almost 11, so you should be able to play then. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an amaro for passage to Kalusha. I will pick you out a friendly well. That's right, mounts like my gray friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from further afield. More accustomed to chocobos, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it best to accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Yeah, I should still be able to play though. Oh, I don't have that one yet. All the Aethernet shards in the Crystarium Lakeland is now accessible as an Aethernet destination. You want to fly an Amaro to Kalusha? Well, I suppose if Master Djemai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mounts shortly. You can now travel to Kalusha. Speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly to the island. You can also use your Aether Compass to assist with locating Aether currents in new regions. The Aether Compass can be found under the collection. Yeah, I already know about all that. I already have the Aether Compass selected to a hotbar down there. Don't need you to tell me.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
I'll probably keep going till like 11:30. I'll probably end the stream at 11:30 today. Just so that way I got time to like watch TV and relax for a little while before work and whatnot, you know? Okay, so I can use my own mount and there is flying in these areas. Okay. We have arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Kalusha. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent. And the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. You that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yulmarin elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. Sounds like the Empire. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Thank you for blocking that, I appreciate it. I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Eivor. Eivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kalusha and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme, and that will let him know that you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Oh, I can't fly. That's right. I hate it when I get to new areas and can't fly. Oh wow, it's a big area. Holy shit. There should be, there it is. Let's say there should be an Aether current down here somewhere. And there is. Yep. But yeah, bro, if the kids are going to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock, you should definitely still be able to play. I won't be live for another like 2 or 3 hours after that. .905 to the northwest. Okay. What you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you've a taste for them. Sprig of thyme. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now what is that I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphino? Hey. I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmore is richer than all of Norvrant put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others to stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now, get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide, that's a fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. We're about to see Alphino for the first time in forever, bro. He's gonna be so happy to see us. He's gonna be like, what the hell are you doing here? I came to see you, homeboy, what do you mean? We're gonna find a way to bring you guys home. Yes, yes, sir. God, it's a tiny little bar. Holy crap. Probably the smallest bar I've seen the whole game. This is your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? A fine choice. And what'll you be paying with? Well, now those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to be begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful for me from sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I just want to hang out with Alphino, man. I just want to see my friend. You're gonna make me come do a bunch of work. Fucking bitch. Lazy fucker. Got me out here doing your job for you. No response, maybe you need to knock louder. Perhaps occupant is hard of hearing? No, he's probably fucking dead. You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The odd scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Oh shit, he abandoned his job. They took our jobs! Dirt, dirt, dirt! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Took our jobs! Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Absolutely nothing. Wasn't even there. Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind that at all. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Alright, Alphino. Come visit me, bro. Come see me. I can't wait to see the look on his face.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you too, Alphino.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Me, I was more worried about you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
The Black Rose.
Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered.
That is true, my friend.
That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
You're damn right, Alphino. Let's do it. Later tonight after I get home from work. As long as I'm not super tired.
And so we take to the road once more,
He sounds so excited, man. He sounds so happy that I'm there. He really does. Alphino's a G, bro. He really is. Level 83. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you might be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then across the small bridge. Alrighty. Well, guys, with that being said, I'm probably pretty much gonna go ahead and end the stream for now so I can relax, watch some TV and stuff before I gotta get ready to go to work here in a couple hours. Depending on how I feel when I get home from work tonight, I might decide to go an all-nighter again. Because I work at 12. I work at 12 tomorrow, so I wouldn't have to stay up as late as as long as I usually would for an overnight. But it all depends on how I feel when I get home, to be honest, because I've been pretty tired lately. So, but if I don't do an overnight stream tonight, then I will be live again tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, probably like 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we will at least stream for a few hours before I gotta go to work. I want to try to at least stream for 3 or 4 hours every day throughout the week. I know I work, the next 6 days in a row. But I want to try to do my best to try to squeeze in at least a few hours a day. I might end up missing like 1 or 2 days, depending on how tired I am and stuff, of course. But we're going to try our best to get as much done as we possibly can. I want to give a special shout out to Patrick Joseph, who is the newest subscriber to the YouTube channel. He subbed 2 hours ago, bringing us up to 99 subscribers. I am 1 sub away from hitting my first 100, and once, according to everybody that I talk to that are also YouTubers, once we hit that first 100 subscribers, it's gonna make the algorithm like start pushing our content into recommended feeds a little bit more. So hopefully once we hit this first 100 subs, our channel growth will start slowly picking up more, which is great, which is absolutely wonderful. So if there's anybody in the stream right now that has not done it yet, even though the stream is ending, if you want to go right ahead and hit that red subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and make sure it's set to receive all notifications from the stream, from the channel. That way, when I go live next, whether it be tonight after work or early tomorrow morning, you guys can get the notifications and you can try to get the ever elusive first like and first comment on the stream. So until either 11 p.m. tonight or between 5 and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, this is Psychotic. Out.